Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to a review, a Dazzled or Disappointed of the Becca, let me see, what is this called? This is part of their the Apres Glow Face Palette. If you remember not too long ago, I did a review of the eyeshadow palette, and so this is on the face palette, which is very exciting because, as I mentioned in the last video, I love this packaging. This is so winter wonderland to me. This screams holiday. I love when brands do something unique like this, and so this is a pretty exciting release. A lot of good stuff in here, so let's just go ahead and take you through this. Let's walk you through the description, the swatches, my thoughts. Let me show you what I have on my face today, and so that way you can make the decision on whether or not this palette is right for you. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, first off, the box comes like this, which matches the palette that is inside. Really, really pretty. If you remember, the eyeshadow palette had more of like a gold hue. This has like a blue icicle hue with that same design of the icicles around. So pretty. And then the palette itself does resemble that box as well, which makes me very happy because that means I can toss the box. I always hate tossing the box when it's a design I really like that is not included in the palette, but in this case it is, so I'm excited. On the back you have a kind of a diagram or a picture of the layout of each and every shade, as well as the volume of product that you get. So before we dive into this, let me go ahead and give you the description from the Sephora website as well as pricing. So price is $54, which may seem a little bit steep, but we'll go through that here in a second. And it says, it is a limited edition face palette that gives you the perfect rosy, fresh from the slopes glow. From the slopes to the spotlight, this exclusive palette includes a new shimmering skin perfector pressed highlighter in Icicle, which is a cool icy prismatic frost with a tint of blue. Side note, that is what I'm wearing today. I will tell you what I layered and all of that stuff, but that is the highlight I'm wearing today, in case you're wondering. It also includes a new mineral blush in Winterberry, which is the perfect natural rosy pink. The limited edition shades are paired with 4 of Becca's best-selling iconic hues. The possibilities are endless. Go from a natural fresh from the slopes glow to a sultry ski bunny bronzed highlight. They always make it sound so nice. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump right into these swatches so that you have an idea. Let me show you the layout of the palette if I can get this open. Okay, so the inside has a mirror that covers the entire cover of this palette, which is really nice. And then you get 6 products, 6 pans of product right here. Now my gripe with the eyeshadow palette is that the pans of product were so small that you had a lot of like leftover space. It just looked awkward. This is not as awkward, which is nice. I mean, there's still, I think, a lot of space in between, but it's not near as bad. And so I'm okay with this. This looks more on par with what you would find, I guess, like in a face palette. So to let you know, you get 3 shimmering skin perfectors. This one in the middle is that Icicle limited edition, or new, I guess I should say. And then you've got Opal right here, and then you've got Rose Quartz right here. Rose Quartz being the one that they released exclusive to Sephora last year, Opal being pretty much their most iconic highlighter. You also get a bronzer, which is in the shade Bronzed Bondi. Anyways, and you get Blushed Copper right here, which is probably one of their most popular blushes. I thought sure I had that one, but when I looked, it looked like mine is called Blushed Amber, so okay. So I was glad that I didn't have it because I already have 2 of the products in here, and I will tell you what those are here in a second. But it was kind of like once I placed the order, I thought, oh darn, I probably should have really looked into what I have and what it comes with. And as it turns out, I have 2 of the 6. But for those of you who have a couple of the products already in here, we will go over whether it's worth it for you to pick this up or not. So let me go ahead and dive you into swatches real quick so that then we can go into thoughts and I can show you what I'm wearing on my face, all that good stuff. The first 3 are, this is so awkward to have to hold my fingers up like this. Okay, so the first 3 are Rose Quartz, then you have Icicle, and you have Winterberry. And that's what those look like right there. That is Rose Quartz, Icicle, and Winterberry. Okay, the next three are Blushed Copper, Opal, and the Bronzed Bondi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyways, that's what those three look like right there. I am wearing the bronzer on my face today as well. I am also wearing Blushed Copper as my blush today. So I used all of this for this video. And that's what that looks like right there. The first thought I have for you, well, the bronzer, I have not used their compact single bronzer, so I don't know what the consistency of that is. I will tell you that this one is a little bit dry, or a lot on the dry side. So if you already own one of the bronzers, you probably will be a good judge of whether or not, you know, that one is dry or soft, whatever the consistency is. This one is a little bit stiff. Now I'm going to compare you. I have Opal and Rose Quartz, unfortunately. So those two I do already own. I will give you swatches side by side here in a second so that you can see if they compare. Now, if you don't own any kind of Becca products, this palette is a standout for you. I would absolutely recommend picking it up because you can try the Becca products without spending a whole lot of money. $54 gets you all of these, whereas I think their compacts run at $38. Now, first off, let me give you the volume. So in this palette, you're getting 0.09 ounces of product for each pan, and in a single compact you are getting 0.28 ounces. So in essence, you're pretty much getting a third of the product in this for the Shimmering Skin Perfectors. As far as the blush, you are getting about a half a size of blush in here, at least for the Winterberry and the Blushed Copper. The only Becca blush I have is Damselfly. It's one of the original blush lineups, and it's 0.2 ounces. So that being said, this is about half the size of a blush. So you're getting about half the size of a blush. You're getting about a third of the size of a Shimmering Skin Perfector. So all in all, it's, you know, like I said, it's a good deal if you don't have any of them. Now, if you already have one, it makes it a little bit less appealing. If you have two, it really does make it even more less appealing, if that even makes sense. I feel like that was an oxymoron. But anyways, with the more and the less. So I do have two of the shades already, and like I said, I was then starting to think, do I have Blushed Copper? Because I think I do. I have Blushed Amber. So I was a little relieved because I thought for 3 shades, it's not worth it for me to pick up. So let me go ahead and swatch side by side for you the 2 highlighters that I do own so that you can see if they do compare. Okay, so let me see. Okay. Here we go. Rose Quartz. The first one is from the palette. The second one is from my compact, which they pretty much look identical. Up here we've got Opal from the palette and then Opal from my compact. And the one from the compact, I mean, they are almost identical. I feel like if I look really closely, the one from the palette looks slightly lighter, but I don't think there's enough of a difference to say they're truly different. So in case you don't already own Rose Quartz or Opal, this is a good way to try them out. I feel like the ones in the compact may be slightly softer. For the most part, the ones in the palette are very, very soft as well. Maybe not, like I said, maybe a hair not as soft as the regular compact, but again, a perfect way to pick that up and try it out. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to compare this Winterberry blush for you to the Jaclyn Hill palette. There's a blush in there. There's also one in the Chrissy Teigen palette, because I feel like every time Becca comes out with a palette, it's always that same kind of tone blush, that berry type blush. So let me go ahead and swatch those side by side so that if you own either one of those palettes, you know how the blush compares. Okay, so I am going to take you through these. So this is the Winterberry blush from this new holiday palette. This is from the Chrissy Teigen palette and is called Hibiscus Bloom, I think. Yes. And then you've got Pamplemousse up here from the Jaclyn Hill palette. So they all really look so similar. I think if you already have one from one of those palettes, you really don't need... I wouldn't run out and buy it just because, okay, you know, you might think it's a different blush. They're very, very similar. I mean, they're incredibly similar. To be honest, I just, there's slight variations. For example, the one in the Apres Ski Glow palette for holiday is slightly darker, or deeper I should say, than the Hibiscus Bloom from the Chrissy Teigen palette. And then the one from the Jaclyn Hill palette is, I think, even slightly brighter and bolder than that. But I think the differences are so small that they don't warrant it being like a complete variation, you know? So that is a similarity. Keep that in mind. So if you already own Opal, Rose Quartz, and one of these palettes, then you, in essence, already have like 3 of the products. So that being said, as far as price point, if you don't own any of these, it's a really great price point to pick this up. So one of these compacts, like I said, it'll run you about $38. Because there is a third of product for shimmering skin perfectors in these, and there are 3, in essence, you're getting 1 full shimmering skin perfector in here. It's just broken up into the different shades. So that's $38 right there. And then in addition to that, you've got the 2 blushes and the bronzer, which absolutely would take you way over the $54 price mark. So it really is a good price point if you are thinking of, you know, getting this because you don't have any Becca products. Now, for someone like me who already has 2 of the full-size Becca products and a very similar, 2 very similar blushes in the Jaclyn Hill and Chrissy Teigen palette, it makes it not as worthwhile. In essence, it would be, for me, it would be picking it up for the Icicle Shimmering Skin Perfector, as well as the bronzer. So it's, you know, it's one of the, and the packaging, because raise your hand if you buy something just because the packaging is cute. So for me, that's really what it would be paying the $54 for. So but I do realize not everyone has 2 or 3 products from this palette, in which case it would be a great deal. In all honesty, I think I am pretty dazzled by this because of the price point, the quality, the packaging. It really is a great deal. And if you are, even if you own a couple of the full-size products, but you travel a lot and you don't want a whole lot of bulk in your, you know, in your luggage, this is a good way to go because you have everything it's a one-stop shop for you. You've got your bronzer, you've got your blush, and you've got your highlight, and you've got a variety. So you can choose what you want to wear. You're not just stuck wearing the one thing. So it really is a great deal. It's a great product. I love this so much more than the eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadow palette, it wasn't what I had expected. And so this is a really great deal. Dazzled by it. It's just that, again, if you already have 1 or 2 of the products, it's not as exciting as if it would have been a whole bunch of maybe limited edition shades or maybe their spring lineup. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. So anyways, it is a good deal for $54 if you were wondering. Now, let me bring you in and I will tell you what I am wearing on my cheeks today. So as a base, I have the Fenty Beauty matchstick in Confetti because that's the one that's kind of iridescent and it has the glitter particles, which I'm all about glitter. A lot of y'all are not. I get that. So that is my base. And then on top, I am wearing that Icicle shade. Is it? Yeah, it's called Icicle. I am wearing that Icicle shade on top. Also, for my blush, I am wearing the blushed copper shade. And then as my bronzer on my forehead and then kind of down the contour line, I am wearing the bronzer. Now, just as a side note, for my deeper skin ladies, I don't think that that bronzer would be entirely ideal for you. It was perfect for me, and I think it would even be perfect for, you know, going into the medium skin tone range, but any deeper than that, I don't think it would really do you any justice. I don't think it would be something you'd really want to, you know, go for. As far as the shimmering skin perfectors, just to let you know, I am a light neutral. In Fenty, I am a light medium neutral, and the Icicle, I have to be careful with those types of shades because they can look too stark white on me, and so today was it's kind of borderline. I do like it, but it is a little bit borderline where it can look too white. So keep that in mind as well if you are a deep skin tone, that this might end up looking a little ashy on you just because it is so white. And then of course Opal I feel like is very universal. I do like that about that shade. Rose Quartz, it's going to be a lighter shimmering skin perfector. For deeper skin tone ladies, I think this copper blush would be beautiful. It is a lovely deeper toned blush. I have to go in with a really, really light hand, just dip my brush in there ever so slightly, and then basically just pat really lightly on both sides, because I have gone in there having to do my makeup again because I went in too heavy. So keep that in mind as well. I hope this review has been helpful for you on this new Becca face palette for the holidays. Again, really great deal, especially if you don't own any of these products. Okay guys, before I leave you, I need to give you the verse of the day, and today's comes from Matthew 10 verses 29 through 31, and it says, Jesus said, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." I think it's a beautiful verse because it really shows how much God is in the details, how much He cares, how much He loves, that He knows even how many hairs are on our heads, which is, it almost can be mind-boggling, but that just shows how amazing He is. Guys, I hope this review has been helpful for you. I hope that it has helped answered questions, even if you were just wondering what this palette was, and if it's helped you make a decision on whether or not this is right for you. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you are new to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please stick around to my channel because I will be back with another review very, very soon. Okay, see you later. Next time. I was about to mix all those words into one. See you next time. Bye.